Imagine owning something so rare that even if you had unlimited money today, you still couldn't recreate it. Not 1 million, not 10 million, not even $24 million. Because this isn't about price anymore, this is about something money can no longer command. This isn't just a watch, it's a one-of-one mechanical giant. 8 years in the making, built from over 900 individual parts, each one shaped, finished, and perfected by hand. No shortcuts, no modern tech, just pure human skill pushed to its limit. But here's where it gets insane, what's actually inside this thing. The super complication doesn't just go beyond telling time, it redefines what a watch can even do. 24 different functions, all working together like a perfectly tuned system that almost feels impossible. One feature alone sets it apart, a celestial chart that mirrors the night sky exactly as it appeared over Central Park, seen from Graves' own apartment. Let that sink in, this watch doesn't just measure time, it captures a personal universe. And then it gets louder, literally. The Westminster chimes, inspired by London's Big Ben, ring out through a complex system of gongs and hammers. This isn't just ticking in the background, it performs like a mechanical symphony. On top of that, you've got a perpetual calendar that tracks every date, every month, even leap years, running accurately all the way to 21:0 without needing adjustment. Add sunrise, sunset, sidereal time, the equation of time functions most people don't even understand, all packed into one machine. And the truth is, this was never built for a casual collector. It was created for a man who refused to lose. A man who didn't care about owning a watch, he cared about winning. Because this piece was never really about telling time, it was about proving who controlled it. Back in the early 1900s, two of the richest men on the planet were locked in a quiet war. No headlines, no noise, just pure rivalry. And they weren't fighting with weapons, they were fighting with watches. On one side, you had automobile tycoon James Ward Packard, a man who built machines that changed the world. On the other side, banker Henry Graves Jr., a guy with deep pockets and an even deeper obsession. Both of them wanted the exact same thing, to own the most complicated watch ever created. Not just expensive, not just rare, but something no one else on Earth could match. And this wasn't just about money. It went way beyond that. This was about legacy, about leaving behind something so insane, so unmatched that people would talk about it decades later. Because in their world, the man who owned the most complex watch didn't just wear time, he controlled it. To win this silent war, Henry Graves knew there was only one move: go straight to the top. And that meant one name: Patek Philippe, the best of the best, the kind of brand that didn't just make watches, they made history. Now yeah, they already had a crazy reputation. Everybody knew their name, but Graves, he wasn't impressed by hype. Reputation wasn't enough for him. He didn't want something great, he wanted something no one had ever seen before. Something that shouldn't even be possible. So he hit them with a challenge that sounded borderline insane: build the most complicated mechanical watch ever made. No shortcuts, no limits, and no deadline. However long it takes, just make it happen. And instead of backing down, they said yes. They don't call this the holy grail of watches for no reason. This is that one-piece collectors dream about, the one that sits at the very top, untouchable. And it all started back in 1925 when New York banker Henry Graves Jr. decided he wasn't just gonna compete, he was gonna dominate. See, this whole thing was fueled by a quiet but intense rivalry with automobile legend James Ward Packard. Two insanely rich guys, both chasing the same goal: own the most complicated watch ever made. But Graves, he took it personal. So he turned to Patek Philippe and gave them a challenge that would take years to even understand, let alone build. It ended up taking 8 years to design and finally deliver in 1933. 8 years of straight precision, no computers, no shortcuts, just pure craftsmanship at its peak. And what they created was on another level. This watch held the title of the most complicated in the world for over 50 years, and to this day, it's still the most complex one ever built completely by hand. No digital help, nothing automated, just skill. We're talking 920 individual parts packed into one piece. Over 400 screws, more than 100 tiny moving wheels, all working together like a perfect machine. Wrapped in 18-karat gold, built with a double dial, this wasn't just engineering, this was obsession turned into something real. What happened next wasn't production, this was straight-up obsession. This wasn't some factory line pumping out pieces. This was years of grinding, tweaking, and chasing perfection like nothing else mattered. It took 8 full years just to design and build this thing. 8 years, and every single part. Made by hand, no computers, no tech shortcuts, none of the stuff we rely on today. Just skill, patience, and insane attention to detail. One mistake and you're starting over, no second chances. And inside this watch, you've got 24 complications. That's 24 different functions, all working together like a perfectly synced machine. We're talking sunrise and sunset, a full perpetual calendar, the phases of the moon, and it even maps out the night sky exactly as it looks over Graves' home in New York. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a watch keeping time. This thing is personal. It's custom to his world, his view, his life. It doesn't just tell time, it reflects his entire universe. And after all that time, all that pressure, the final result, a watch now known as the Henry Graves Super Complication. Not just a timepiece, a straight-up legend. This thing was heavy too, almost half a kilogram, wrapped in solid gold. You don't just throw something like this on your wrist and walk out the door. Nah, this wasn't for everyday wear. This was the kind of piece you bring out to make a statement. You don't wear it, you present it. And here's the crazy part, this watch didn't just break records for a moment. For decades, it stayed on top as the most complicated mechanical watch ever made. Nobody could touch it, nobody could beat it, untouchable, unmatched, and real talk, unrepeatable. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Why didn't they just make another one? I mean, if it's that legendary, why not run it back? Because they can't, straight up, not like this. See, this watch came out of a different time. A time when nobody was rushing the process, when craftsmanship wasn't scaled or mass-produced, and perfection didn't have a deadline hanging over it. These guys weren't watching the clock, they were building something timeless. Trying to recreate that today, it's not just about throwing money at it. You could have all the cash in the world and still fall short, because what you'd really need is to bring back that entire era. The mindset, the patience, the way things were done back then, and the truth is that era is gone. Then fast forward to 2014, this one-of-one masterpiece finally hits the auction block. And now it's not just collectors watching, this is global attention. Everyone who knows anything about watches is locked in, waiting to see what's about to go down. Because this wasn't just another sale, this was history changing hands. And when a piece like this enters the auction world, it doesn't just sell, it rewrites records. Back in 1999, it had already shaken the world, selling for around $11 million to Sheikh Saud bin Mohammed bin Ali Al Thani. But that wasn't the end of its story. Years later, after his passing, it returned to the spotlight, and this time, the stakes were even higher. And when the hammer finally dropped in 2014, $24 million. Yeah, $24 million, instantly making it one of the most expensive watches ever sold. For years, it held that crown, untouched. Until 2019, when another Patek Philippe piece, the Grandmaster chime, slightly edged past it at $31 million. But here's the difference, that watch could be made again. This one still stands completely alone. But here's the thing, even that $24 million number feels kinda small. Because how do you even put a price on something like this? Something that was never meant to be replaced, never meant to be recreated, just one forever. At its core, this watch was never really about time. Not the way we think about it. This goes way deeper than hours and minutes ticking by. This is about ego, pure and simple. It's about competition at the highest level. Two men with unlimited resources, and one of them refusing to ever come second. That was Henry Graves, Jr. He didn't just go out and buy a watch like everyone else. Nah, he pushed the limits. He took the greatest watchmaker in the world and basically said, go beyond what's possible. And they did. And because of that mindset, because he refused to settle, he didn't just end up with a watch. He created something that the world will probably never see again. So the next time you check the time, just pause for a second and think about it. Because what feels normal to you is something someone else tried to master completely. Somewhere out there in the world, there's a watch that doesn't just count seconds ticking by. It doesn't just sit on a wrist looking nice. Nah, it stands for something way bigger. It measures ambition, the kind that doesn't settle, the kind that pushes limits, breaks rules, and refuses to come second no matter what. And the craziest part, no matter how rich someone gets, no matter how far technology goes, there will only ever be one.